Invited guest. I guess I should have invited a guest before I popped on here. Getting ahead of myself. Invited guest, copy the clipboard. Hold on a second, folks. You're going to see me go black for a second. And see, we're going to send this over to Dory. Ooh, and Dory sent a new picture to add to the auction, so we will get that added. All right, and I am coming back now. There we are. We are on. What is going on, everybody? Let's see. I'm loading StreamYard up so I can see your guys' comments. I'm going to switch the camera over to Draw. Dory's in here already. What's going on, Dory?
What's up?
Not much. How are you?
I'm good. I just finished my Sunday night spotlight show, and it wasn't. We were late. I was late, and so yeah, this is perfect timing because I literally I had just finished one project and was about to start another because that's what I do. So you caught me at a good spot.
Hey, I know how that is.
Oh yeah. So I did spray the cherub today.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
so
see you took a picture of her. I was like, oh, yay, the picture.
Yeah, I think that is the picture. Well, I posted a picture of him. I think I tagged you on it on Instagram or something, but it wasn't sprayed yet, I don't think. And so, but I have said he's drying right now. He's definitely not, like, I couldn't ship him right this minute, but it only takes a couple of days to dry, so. You just froze. You froze. I don't know what's going on. Your internet. His internet's choppy, everyone.
Oh, mine is?
Yeah. So, okay. So, yeah, you're
Let me
all
reload.
Hi. It's just me. I'm going to fill in the space while we wait for Russ to come back. If you haven't already checked out the items for the auction, please go do so. There he comes. Here he comes back.
Is it better now?
You're there. I can see you.
Is it better? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. You were fine at first, and all of a sudden you were like choppy.
Well, so here's the issue. So today and it's Friday night, I figured out why I kept getting kicked out of the show. So our internet kept cutting out. So as I was broadcasting, we would get these intermittent areas where our internet would go out for like 5 or 10 seconds. And so it was kicking me out of the show, but then I was able to get right back in. So yesterday we were trying to watch a movie and the internet went out. And so we never got to finish the movie. We ended up watching Jumanji on DVD because the kids never seen Jumanji. And so I was like, hey, let's watch, this. And so they loved it. And so then today we had storms roll through. So not only did our internet get knocked out, we had no power for a little while. So we went on a cruise around town. Yeah, so we've had a heck of a weekend. But what I wanted to come on and talk about again, I did a live show on Facebook a little bit ago. Something happened with the algorithms with the charity. There was people that couldn't see it. Everybody was sharing it everywhere, but nobody could see it. So I tried something different. I created a new post. The new post is just, the CB4K goal. And in the comments is the items to bid on, which I'll be adding the painting that Dory just sent to me. I will be adding that on there. And I also have something else I need to add that I missed adding on the other one, which I feel totally horrible about. But I'm going to get on here and I'm going to draw a little bit. If anybody has any questions about what CB4K is, we can totally talk about what CB4K is. And I'm also going to share screen and show off some of the paintings, some of the stuff that's available. Hey, Steph, how are you? You have to tag Russell on OnlyFans. That's his usual dumb expression. No, it's not AOL. It's modems from Radio Shack. Yeah, probably Compact Rosario. Oh, you gotta love Steph. He's coming in here. Wisecracking. Steph's my buddy.
So do we have other bids and stuff? Do we have like an idea of what our...
So the
what it
bidders that
results
had
on?
bid on the items on the last post, I commented on the post that the post is dead, and I put the comment for the new post. I left comments open on it in case anybody has any problems finding the new one. So you can comment on it, and I'll still get a notification. I can send you to the right place.
Yeah.
I talked to them, and I said, hey, do you guys want, I will sell you the items if you want to win them. I'm extending it through next Sunday because of everybody was having internet outages. It wasn't just us. Like there's several parts of the country that have no internet over the weekend due to the storms and everything going on. So due to that, I'm extending
We're
everything
headed for an
until
apocalypse.
yeah, for real.
I kid.
So
I mean, right?
yeah, and so the it is now extended through next Sunday, so everybody can hop on there and check out all the cool stuff. The link for I don't know what's going on here. I was going to share this. Oh, here we go. Now it's working. So everybody can go to the link. It's in the description of the video. Like I said, the old post has the link in it, but apparently nobody was seeing it. Even with it had 61 shares on it. It was shared
Is that,
everywhere.
do you think it's because it was? Because didn't you? Wasn't it on your own personal page?
Yes, it is on my own personal page. I don't know. And then Steph wants to know how come real artists like Dory hang out with you? Are there some? Are there appearance? Are there appearance fees? There appearance fees.
So is Steph Wilson an artist?
Yeah, he's an artist.
Because I heard someone say this today, and Steph may not have heard this, but I don't. And I think it was on Critical Blast. The guy was talking about one of the covers in the campaign was a Steph Wilson, and he said, because of course you have to inevitably have a Steph Wilson.
Yes, every single Kickstarter available on Facebook has a Steph Wilson cover, more than likely. Steph Wilson gets out there. He's a great guy. Yeah, and he's a hack too. You know, according to Steph. Steph's a good guy. He does live shows on Thursdays. He streams from Artist Alley Shopping Network Thursday nights, and he gets on there and he does You Can Draw after the show, and teaches kids and kids at heart how to draw certain characters. But you know, we have fun with Steph. Steph did a piece for. I'm trying to find it right here. So Steph did this piece that I'm wearing right here, which Steph and Carrie's will be in the mail here shortly. So this was done by Steph Wilson. The I'm a Titan for CB4K.org, which is me reading a book to Roderick after an open heart surgery and my daughter with a get well balloon at the end of the bed. All that stuff can be found at ZenonAntiTitan.com. Oh, where's the wig? Here, I'll fix this show up right. Hold on a second.
The wig?
Yeah, the wig. You know, we got to go. What's up, everybody? There we go. We got the wig. So Steph does a lot of covers out there. He's got a lot of really good art. Some of his covers are a little heavy and they may fall off the walls. But here's the piece he did for Philip Russert's Tragedy.
Very nice.
And, you know, we have a little bit of fun with Steph Wilson. You know, he's an art breaker. And you make my heart complete.
That's so cute.
And then, you know, here he is with Carrie with the missing lines. You know, he's getting some apology balloons and a dozen roses, you know. But Steph also did a piece for Zenon Anti-Titan. His piece is the first piece in the book, which is this one right here. It's the first time he's ever drawn a non-female character, and he said he tried it and he will never do it again. So don't ask Steph to do a male character. Not really. He said he would do it again because, of course, it's money, and artists don't turn down money, do they?
No. So, I mean, and that doesn't... that was a robot. Do they really have genders?
Well, he's not a robot. See, he's a human.
Oh.
So here, everybody, this is available.
Zero.
This is the proof. It's Russ Explode Stewie Dose.
I don't
not
know
Studios. It's Stewie Dose. Whatever Stewie Dose is. It's like, I don't know, it's Spanish for something. And so you know, we'll give the spiel because this is the proof copy. This is available on there. There's only one of these in existence. The art is out of order for chapter 5. It goes chapter 4. Hold on here. We'll get to the page. I just had it and I flipped past it. So it starts on chapter 5. and then the art that's supposed to be before chapter 5 comes after it. After it's done.
That's
So
funny.
so this is the only copy of this that's messed up in existence, unless in the other books that I have in the box over here they're messed up. This is available to bid on there. I will draw a stuffed pool in it. I will sign it. I'll lick the spine. I'll do whatever you want to this book, and I will ship it to you. The bid on it is $75. If you want to know what Xenonanite Titan is about, because I talk about it all the time, but I don't really give the elevator pitch. Raziel is a loving father. He gets called back to work
Right.
on assignment from leave. An accident happens, casting him off into the middle of nowhere. And this is the journey of Raziel finding his way back to his family. Are they still alive? Does the Earth even still exist? Nobody knows. So check out Xenonanite Titan. You can get that on my website. Also, from the website, you can get these super sweet T-shirts. Show off your love for CB4K. All proceeds.
Are you
from
live on YouTube right now?
Yes, ma'am.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Is there a PayPal or Venmo set up for people to just do a donation in the event that maybe they can't buy something or afford to buy something, or if they just want to throw a tip your way? Is there one?
Yes, there is, and I will post that right now for anybody that's wanting to.
Okay.
On
You do that. I'm going to go grab the link for where we are on YouTube right now, so that I make sure that everybody knows we're live. Because I think I'm going to suggest you put it at the bottom as a ticker banner that will scroll while we're.
Yeah, I'll
you're
copy it in there.
And I'll sketch and paint too. And then, okay, so here's the video. I've got that queued. Then I'm going to come over here to Doris. I'm going to go to Doris. I'm going to go to Doris. Doris again. Oh, Doris again. And yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Where else? What's another good one? Yeah.
All right, I'm
yeah.
making the banner up now.
Oh, I've hit the limit. Oh, I'm at the limit. So I'm gonna do a share. Are you talking to me right now? Because I can't hear you.
No, I'm not. I'm
like,
creating a new banner.
Okay.
Yeah, I was creating a new banner, and it screwed up on me, so I'll create it on
Just
here.
hopping on to chat to talk about CBK. So people, in order to place a bid for the auction, they need to go to this Facebook. Right?
Let's see. Yeah, the Facebook link that is in the there's a Facebook link in the description. I will pull it again and copy it into the comments.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Okay, good. I wanted to test the link because, just out of curiosity, with what you were saying about some of the algorithm stuff, I just wanted to test the link. It definitely works, and it's in the comments. I just put it there, but I'm also going to put it in this other place.
I see. Scroll across the bottom.
It is kind of. It's like I wanted to make sure it was actually working right.
There we go.
Okay. And then, where did you put the thing for how people would make a donation or a tip thing?
Yep, right there.
What's it called? Russell what? Russell.
Oh yeah. I guess I should freaking put PayPal. That makes sense. That's it. I'm fired.
Is it PayPal?
Yeah, I should.
Okay. I put it in comments.
Oh, let's see. On PayPal. My computer just disconnected from the Wi-Fi. So that's what happened. I guess my internet cut out again. That's why I exited and came back in. Now I'm on my phone service, and the computer's just completely off of internet again. They're gonna have to fix this. You know, you pay for it all month, and then it doesn't work. You know. There we go.
Oh, I hear you.
Oh, really? It didn't update. That's it. Fired. Ticker. This is Russell's live stream. You're lucky if he doesn't freeze. Get out of here. All right, edit it again. Let's try this. Edit.
I'm not an expert, but I'm a live streaming junkie, so I know I have. I'm not going to say I'm going to help, but I'm helping. I'm trying to help because my next order of business.
There we go.
Studio. brand. We
All right,
go
so I'm going to flip this to art mode.
put that. I'm going to share screen.
Is it short
Do
for
you ever
the book
do you
I
ever have to
used?
talk to yourself so that you don't forget? Like when you're doing something, you
I
talk
always
to
talk to
yourself.
myself, and sometimes I answer myself. I mean, it's the most
I
intelligent
know, right?
conversation I have most of the time.
Um,
Not really, but it sounded good, right?
yeah. I just realized that this may not be.
Man, that sucks that our internet just crashed because I was really wanting to show off some of the stuff on live streaming, and it just says this site can't be reached. Internet is unavailable at this time. So we tried, right? So I'm going to flip the camera, and we're going to go ahead. Let's see, settings, camera. Let's flip this bad boy. Now everybody's going to get to see the lovely blank wall behind me. Settings, camera. And there I am talking to myself. Wonderful. Stop for the ticker. All right, there we go. All right, so we're going to rotate this. Come on, flip around on me. Thank you. Perfection. So what are you going to draw tonight, Dory?
So I have this one that I could do some more inking to it.
Oh, wow, that is awesome.
Do you like
I
that?
love that. Hell yeah, that is beautiful.
Thank you.
Is that a genie lamp?
It is. It is a woman who is. It's a companion piece for a poem that's about wishful thinking or wishful wishing, being wishful. It ties into keeping hope alive, kind of thing. So I'm considering continuing to ink on this or put ink to it, but I think what I may actually do is paint this other one because I did her more than once because I was trying to kind of like I like the other girl's face more in that one. So I ended up with two. It happens when I do stuff. So yeah, I'm
Oh,
gonna
yay.
work on it. What happened?
I said, oh,
What?
yay. The internet came back online for a second. I just, now that my phone's like this, I can't see anybody's comments. I was getting ready to get on the iPad, but then I remembered, oh, yeah, there's no, there's no internet. And it kind of helps on both. All right, so mute, stop cam. All right, now I can see you guys' comments. You have to draw what Dory is drawing. Oh, get out of here. I don't, I'm not that freaking advanced. I wish. I wish I could. Someone move the wires out of the way. And I want to take some requests if anybody wants to see a stuffed pool. If somebody in the audience doesn't have a stuffed pool and wants to purchase one for the low price of $25 with all proceeds going to CB4K, I will draw whatever you guys want to draw. And Steph said that's gorgeous, Dory.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson. Yeah, this one. So I am like I'm gonna work on this one again, but I just worked on it, and I've gotten into this habit of giving myself that is gorgeous. Thank you. I've gotten to this habit for some of the ones that I know I want to make like super detailed or super complicated. I've gotten into the habit of not trying to finish it all at once or finish it right away kind of thing, and like take pauses between it. It tends to work better for me because I'll be the first one to own the fact that I can get sloppy, I can get lazy, I can do all of that. And so
Well, you get
I would
complacent after a
assume
while.
I would assume it would be okay if we had another creator who wanted to maybe paint with us.
Absolutely. Who wants to get on?
With us. Okay. I'm just gonna tweet it out.
Yeah, and anybody wants to hop on. Like I said, I won't be live very long just because um, our internet is out, and I don't know how well my phone will handle being on the cell service for an extended period of time. and I really
Yeah.
don't want to try to push it. I mean, I don't care. I have unlimited data. That's not the issue. I just, with it being
Right.
plugged in and live streaming, it might get hot. I hope not.
Oh, the phone. Yeah. The phone definitely. I usually have, even though my laptop does pretty good, I usually have to put an ice pack underneath it. Actually, sometimes
Really?
if I'm
Well, I mean,
especially.
it's so labor intensive on the CPU running on the live stream.
Mhm. Oh yeah. Um, Black Rose Comics is live right now. I'm. Ooh. Okay. Um, they're so cute.
Hey,
Okay.
I like the other one better. The other one showed more booty.
Booty. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, part of it was because the other one is you can see more detail of it because I hadn't. Well, I don't know. I was gonna say they're basically the same. They're shaped. Well, they're different. This is a more flat. This girl's got more of a flat bottom. Flat bottom. That's pretty funny. She has a flat bottom. Flat bottom girl. Whoa,
Fat
back one.
bottom girls make the rockin' world
Work and
go
work, go
round.
round.
And
I,
Seth said, I have to draw what you're drawing. He said, draw Xenonanite Titan. He said,
Actually, I
whoa,
think
background details, crazy talk. Background is for colorists. Upgrade from the Nokia flip phone. And side boot is always a crowd pleaser.
yeah, that's that. I would agree with that. And I was thinking that I haven't really done. Like I was like thinking about just straight painting this one, but hey, before I paint, I want the camera to do what I want it to do to get her in the screen. There we go. Right on the butt. Right on the butt. Um,
Right on the booty. And so, folks, going back to kind of reiterate what we're doing, we are live stream drawing. We're trying to promote the new auction link. The new auction link for the CB4K auction is in the description. I've had issues all weekend. My internet's been out. Our power went out today because of the storms, and our internet is cutting out again. Luckily, I'm back on the laptop once again until the internet decides to cut out again. But I'm going to draw a few more stuff pools. I want to get on here and answer anybody's questions. If they'd like to know more about CB4K, please ask. I have no problem answering questions. Um, I did put the link in the old auction post. I talked to everybody who had already bid on the items. They were cool with me. Uh, um, I hear Russell's drawing is on par with his reading or with his writing. Get out of here. Cinnamon Titan is a beautiful book, and it'll touch the heart of anyone that reads it. It is. I think it's a beautiful story. I'm so excited for book two. Unfortunately, with the accident with the drunk driver that hit my wife head on, with the kids in the vehicle, with no insurance, set us back really bad. So I was going to launch in September for book two. Book two's looking at. So I'm going to draw in on Titan. So book two's looking at. We're going to be able probably. I'm going to have to push it until February, just because of the simple fact that I don't want to rush it. I want everybody to get a really good product. And because I can't afford to get the art for it now, we had to go out and buy another vehicle out of our money tomorrow. We made it just down in the cutoff to be able to pay the taxes on it. We've been trying to struggle figuring out how we were going to do that because just for even a $9,000 vehicle that we went out and bought, the taxes are uh, like 1,100 and something dollars. So I've been jumping
gee,
through hoops. I'm trying to get a credit on the old vehicle. So I had to get two estimates from a dealership of what they would have paid for the vehicle prior to the accident. And then I had to get so much paperwork it wasn't even funny. But I'm trying everything I can to make this work. And then this will pass, and then I'll get kicking on the art for book two. But I'm still writing book 2. That's not going to stop me. The story's coming together once I acquire funds again. I mean, it's kind of sucked on both ways because not only am I missing out on getting this book out there that I love so much, I'm missing out on all these Kickstarters. I just, that's another thing. There's all these Kickstarters that I get on, like Scorpiana 3, but unfortunately, until we get the car situation figured out, I'm not going to be able to. Whoa, Dory, shadiness for the colorist. There's Steph again.
What did
But
he
yeah,
say?
unfortunately, he said
Shading
shadiness for the
the
colorist.
colors. Oh, I am the painter, sweetheart. I do everything. I'm not a compartmentalized type person, which is kind of why, like, I'm enjoying this world. So I write poetry, and I'm illustrating a poetry book. That's what I'm doing. That's what this is for, actually. And yeah, I yeah. The only thing I would do if I like, and Russ, I already knows this, is that I wouldn't be able to do like sequential art that is matchy, like for telling a story using sequential art. So that would be something I would have to either pay someone for or find a partner willing to partner on something with me, because I don't have the skill to do that with what those guys do, man. I just don't. And two, I was telling Rich this because he and I talked about it. He's going to come on my show and be one of the masters I paint on a Saturday morning with Russ. And he's like, I told him, I said, my brain just doesn't work that way. I have tried, and even like these two girls, the only thing that's similar is the pose, really. I mean, for the most part, the lamp is slightly different. The expression is different. The lit, I mean, yeah. And I don't know, like, I'm still sitting here doing what I'm doing on this one, thinking I want it to be different than that other one. And I'm trying to think of something that I can do to make it different. And I think, well, one I think is I'm not going to ink this one. I think I'm going to just straight paint it. There's going to be that. And all I'm really doing, oh, I'm talking to myself. Russ is gone. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, well, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase a lot of some of this, because I'm going to paint this rather than go do any inking or anything like that. So this one is going to be very simplified compared to the other one. I have a strong suspicion that I'm going to leave the other one in the black and white inked fashion. I can't even, like, okay, let me go to comments. Russell needs a writer, Dory. Really needs a writer. Backer status, slacker. Okay, I'm kidding. I think I'm caught up. Side boobs, always a crowd. Yeah, I've got a few side boobs. I'm actually doing some nudes right now. I was so talking to myself, man. I was all over the place. I was like, and then I'm looking down and I'm not.
Well, I was only gone for a minute, so the
okay.
the phone auto connected to the Wi-Fi again. And
I was like, Natalie, I don't know what you heard, but I had a whole conversation with you.
Oh yeah, no, I heard most of what you were talking about. You said you were wanting to do something different, and you don't know how you're going to do something different with that piece. And
oh, okay. But did you hear the part where I'm like the whole answering Steph thing about coloring, that I am that would
yeah. I heard all of that. Yeah, definitely. That you are the painter. You do the coloring and all of it. Yep, I was here for that.
Yeah. So what I'm doing, so this piece, actually, I've already used because as I'm doing these now, at the point I'm at now, because I'm teaching myself some digital stuff. I'm taking pictures of them and I'm playing around with coloring these digitally, because I've never done that before. Never worked with digital, and I'm having to do all of that with a tiny little iPhone, because I am like, I can't afford a digital device right now. It is something I'm hoping that I can raise funds for through my campaign for my haiku series when that happens, when it launches. So until then, I'm, whatever I'm doing digitally, I'm doing on an iPhone, a little tiny little iPhone, and it kind of works. It kind of works. I'm mostly using it for learning the brushes and some of the technique and what they do. And I kind of digging it. I'm kind of digging it. I'm a little surprised at how much I like it. Actually, I'm a little surprised.
So yeah, folks, apologize for cutting out. Again, this is for CB4K.org. We do have the charity auction live again. The new link is in the post, in the description. I'll be popping in the live stream when I can, when my computer is connected to the Wi-Fi. We are having severe internet connection issues since Friday, which is why I was getting kicked out of the chat so much. I think a lot of people weren't able to see the yeah, of course, the internet's completely down. Somebody just messaged me, but I can't see it because I don't have internet. Oh, this is so frustrating. This is the worst possible time. It's like, I'm trying to raise money for these sick kids in hospitals, and my internet's like, screw you. But that's all right. We'll power through. We will prevail. We're going to raise some money for the kids and hospitals everywhere. And
Right.
we're doing a great thing. So if anybody doesn't see anything they like on the auction, the new auction link is live. If you don't see anything you like and you want to donate directly, the link is scrolling across the ticker on the bottom of the screen. If you would like to donate money directly to CB4K towards the auction, but you don't want anything out of it, that is the link you can use. You can go to PayPal and send it to RussExplode2 at yahoo.com. And if you want to donate books, I can get you the link to Mark where you can contact him directly. And he can send you where you can send the books to. For those of you that don't know, there's also comic books for troops. If you have mature books, anything PG 13 and up, you can donate those books to Comic Books for Troops. They send them to bases and overseas and pretty much all over the place to people who are serving our great country. They love comic books as well. It gives them something to pass by the time, something to relieve stress and unwind at night. It can help them go to sleep when they've had a rough day, a training, all the above. And so, Comic Books for Kids is growing exponentially. Like I said, they've started the troop thing recently. It's their sister company now. Just a lot of good things happening, and I'm so excited to be a part of that and to be able to give back to the kids. One of the big things that I always try to say is I have a critical illness child at home. Roderick's had 2 open heart surgeries, 3 cardiac caths. He had open heart surgery at a week old. He had open heart surgery at 2.5. And at 2.5, they brought in books. They brought in toys and coloring books and stuff that you're like, oh, that's a 99-cent toy. It's junk. But you know what? That piece of junk can bring a child a half an hour, 45 minutes of happiness because, I mean, it doesn't matter what it is. Children. Uh, Children are easy to please. So don't you wish we were still that easy to please, Dory?
Oh yeah, that's it's funny you ask that because I actually was just telling someone the other day that for me most days it's pretty easy to get by without a lot of bitching or complaining because if I got a cup of coffee and I got a shower with clean water, I've been over fucking paid, man. Sorry to cuss on the stream. I don't. It's just sorry. It's just more emphasis.
Hey,
But
it's Russ Explode Studios, right?
yeah, I know. But, it is comic book for kids here, people. So,
Well, I
but
mean, we're all adults here. It's not like
yeah,
kids are watching live streams at 11 o'clock at night. We're not even really aiming this at kids. This is trying to reach out to the
yeah,
community. So you're good. No harm, no foul. I mean, we're just here to be us and have some
exactly.
fun. So
But yeah, 100%. I mean, those are the two things. that it really can come down to that. And sometimes it has to for me, because I don't get to share my burdens with another human being. I don't have a wife or a husband. I don't have someone to share them with. And so,
Well, I mean, even then, so I mean, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. Even if you have a wife or a husband, you don't always have that person to, go to. I mean,
oh yeah.
I kind of
Well,
want to
and you
interject
shouldn't
for a
have.
second. I,
Why?
I don't like want to be a dick and like take over of your conversation, but this is a really, really, really good point that I want to touch on. Just real quick, give me just a second. I'm sorry. I don't want to forget about this, but you
Go
brought up
ahead.
something that's like really, really, true. So when Roderick has an open heart surgery, that's one of the things. Facebook is my venting ground. You'll see me get on there and bitch about some of the stupidest things, and I'd be upset about something.
Yeah.
And you know, sometimes when you see somebody's upset online and it's over something stupid, they don't really have somebody to talk to at that point in time. And it's something I always want to say. If I ever like somebody feels like that about me and I'm in the hospital with Roderick, usually it's the reason why. Because, my wife is going through a lot. And I go on Facebook or I may send you a message, hey, I'm really down. I'm having a really bad day. Because I don't want to talk to my wife about it. Because she's going through a lot too. I got to
Oh,
be her
exactly.
rock. I got to be her rock. I got to be her solace. She's going to come to me and tell me all the things that she's worried about, but I don't want to worry her and unload my burden on her. So a lot of
That's,
times I'll take to Facebook or I'll message my Facebook friends or I'll bottle it up and keep it inside just because I don't want to, rain on somebody else's parade for the day. But
well,
that
yeah. You bring up a very good point, and because you're absolutely right. We all need someone that is separate from our spouse that we can go to in situations like that. Because my statement was not meant to imply that we should make the other person our only go-to,
yeah,
because that
no, I
that
just
would not be a prudent idea for anybody out there listening. You got to
no.
have a tribe. You've got to have way more than one, which is why, because I'm single, and I may not have a man or a husband, but oh my God, Russ, do you know how many people I could call? I mean, you probably have the same list. Some of them we probably have the same. Now I can add you to it. Like
Yeah, yeah, I'm always here.
man, I got so many people I know now, and yeah, most of these people I've never met in person. But if I really, really had to, I know, I would be able to call them up.
Well, and where I was going with it is don't always feel like you're alone just because you don't have a partner or you don't have a spouse, because
Yeah.
you have family, you have people online that are willing to talk to you. And my thing is that when people jump off of your feed because they feel like you bitch too much, or that you're just upset about stupid things, then they don't need to be your friends anyway. You know,
Oh, 100
I
percent.
feel like I feel like there's a lot of people like that on Facebook that, get upset. They don't want to talk about stuff, and, they don't want to hear other people talk about stuff. And it's like, we need to be more human and start caring about our fellow creators and start caring about our fellow, members of Facebook, and be
Yep.
there for them when they're having a tough time. I mean, you've got people on there that, may have cancer and they may be going through it alone, and Facebook is their only outlet to get on there and talk to somebody. You never know what somebody's going through, and just being there for somebody could make their day and you not even know it.
Yeah, and now is even more important to keep it in mind, because we're definitely still very much in a world where we're isolated from everybody else because of the situation with COVID over the last year. Going out and about in public, and going to an event, or going, maybe, doing something outside externally, when someone may be feeling blue or needing to get out or get a lift or whatever, that's a lot easier, or was a lot easier before the last year. So it's not a good idea to tell someone, oh, you should just go hang out with some friends or just go to a movie. It's not really quite that easy anymore, you guys. It's just not.
Well, that's the thing, and that's exactly kind of where I was kind of segueing into is we're in a different world now.
Yep,
Uh,
very different.
the things that we used to be able to go do to as our out, go to the movies, go to the bar, hang with friends, go to the coffee shop, take your computer with you, go sit with, some of your creator friends and sit around and shoot the shit and show off ideas that each other has and stuff like that. And so, we're in a different world where people can't unload their burdens in a way that they've been doing their entire life. And so people
Yep.
are going to Facebook and some of the other social medias to try to fill that void in their lives, and we just need to be more understanding of each other. I don't know,
Yeah.
I just see a lot of people fighting, and it really sucks. It really hurts to see that because we all need to band together. It's a time of need, and I don't know, I'm always there for anybody. If anybody ever needs to call and chat, you're having a bad day. It
Same.
doesn't matter if Roderick, is having an open heart surgery and I'm at the hospital. I always answer the phone as long as I have service, and I am always
Oh
willing
yeah.
to talk.
If someone isn't having contact with me 100% of the time, it's going to be on their side of the world because I'm not perfect at it by any stretch of the imagination, but I can be found. I may not necessarily always be available because I might have to say I'm at work, especially now with having to commute to work.
Yeah.
Um, because I'm back at doing that drive again. But yeah, my oldest kid and I were joking about because I'm on, and this, I'm on every social media platform there is, and I'm on there with like more than one persona. I'm not just Doris Jones, Labor of Love.
Yeah.
So if someone
Except for
literally,
the one that you got that you got the axe on, of course.
oh, the what?
The one that NBC gave the axe. You're
Oh yeah, that one. I still have a comedy page. It's called Just Keep Being Funny. I mean, it's still there. I just can't call it the Amazon Beauty. That's the only difference, really.
yeah.
Which actually worked out just fine because when I relaunched it, what was really cool about that, Russ, was when I relaunched it and I ran that first ad in order to create, because I knew that part of the problem with dealing with Facebook about it was the fact that I had never ran any ads on that particular page because it was new. So I got treated different. So one of the first things I did with the new page was run an ad so that I have this, history of experience of running an ad and stuff. So I run this ad, and of all my Facebook pages, it's the one that has the most followers, and it's because of the ad and the fact that I used a half naked picture of myself in the ad. That helped. I'm not gonna lie, sex sells. Did I lose him again? Yeah.
No, I'm still here. I muted my mic because I'm sharing out on trying to share this out to pages I forgot to share, and
Okay.
I'm taking a drag off the old vapor
I was sitting here
machine.
going, how? I'm like, yeah, I just talked about nudity. How can you not have responded to that? I don't
I did
understand.
respond to it, but I'm like, I'm tired and I forgot that
You were
I
nude.
was muted, so I was talking to myself. It
That's
happens. What can you do, right? All right,
so.
so I'm gonna
Yeah,
read
when
through here. Sure,
I
sure.
know that definitely helped the ad response. Be what it was the fact that the picture, the image I used it on purpose because I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna use my greatest assets. Why not? Screw it.
Ass. That's
Assets, right? And you'd be amazed at how well, no, you probably wouldn't because you're a man, but yeah.
I'd be amazed at what. Come on, finish sentence.
Um, I was gonna say that I have to be cautious about my relationships in this professional world
Oh, I get you. Yeah.
because we'll get this. Let me finish my thought. Because being a single woman with the sexual liberation and the work I do as Diva Dory or the comedy jokes I tell, that kind of stuff. I am absolutely the least likely woman that other women will continue to be friends with because other women will stop being friends with me for one of two reasons. One, they make a perception based decision about me, or they get super competitive for one reason or another. And I'm not going to name any names, but I have a few women I keep in contact with on a daily basis that are not remotely like that. They took the time to get to know me as a person, and they know that I'm not either of those things. I'm not coming after your man, and I'm not going to sleep with someone just because of what my Amazon Beauty jokes say. It's a joke. it's, it's meant to be funny. It's not meant to be my dating profile. I don't know why people get it all twisted. They get it all confused. So, so yeah, I end up
Apologies,
with.
everyone. I'm
Did
listening
I
to you,
lose you
Dory. I
again?
am answering the 50 messages that poured in.
Oh my God, we have a bunch of people messaging you.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh, I cannot. I was
Hello?
wondering if you. Hi.
Yeah,
Can you hear
no, it
me?
wasn't a bunch of people messaging me. I just didn't have internet.
I think I'm losing you. Your audio is going
No.
out.
Jesus,
I
tits.
know.
All right, let me reload again. I'll be right back. Hey, what's going on, James?
Russell isn't essential to it. And Russell is gone. Typical live stream. Russell needs a writer to. Oh, I read that one. That's cracking me up. I was thinking maybe we should. Maybe I should stream using my StreamYard and have Russ come in as a guest in mine. But I don't think that would make a difference. I don't think. I'm pretty sure it would still probably give him the same troubles. I don't think it would really help anything. I don't think. So. So I decided to. Hi, James. So I decided to do this one painted using. These are watercolors, and they are. The only real difference between them and my other watercolors is that these are a metallic base glitter thingy. They're a little more girly. They're 100% way more girly than what I normally would do. I normally paint in very strong, bold colors. I usually don't do anything pastel. I'm not a pastel person. And so at first I didn't know what I was going to do. But then when it came to me, I'm like, the nice thing about these particular watercolors is that they keep me in the pastel, which is one of the reasons why. I will break them out from time to time. So that's what I'm doing. Hi, Russ.
Hello. Yes, what I was saying is I'm listening to you, and I was hearing you. I don't know why my sound cut out. I don't even know why StreamYard reset on me. I was answering the messages because the internet came back online for a split second, and all the messages that I hear coming in on my phone came through on the tablet. So I was
Oh,
trying
wow.
to answer them real quick. Somebody was wanting to offer some more stuff up for the charity.
Nice.
We got an original George
Very,
Perez art piece.
very nice. Very cool. We do have comments from James Boda. Um, he says, "What are you drawing?" I know Russ is doing his character, and my girl is sitting on a bed with a genie lantern. Is that what they're called? Lanterns? Yeah, genie lamp. And she's making a wish, and she is an illustration that matches a poem.
Yeah, I
And
apologize, James. Right as I was saying hi to you, it kicked me out. We have Charter Spectrum internet, and our internet has been horrible. If you check the outage, like right where I live, there's a giant blue orb, and it's been like that since Friday. Like our internet will come on, like we watch. So because you were on Dory, and I realized we had never watched Finding Dory. Yes, the very
what?
next day we put on Finding Dory And right as Dory got lost, like 10 minutes into the movie is when we lost internet.
Oh man, did
And
you get
we
to watch it yet?
Nope. We
Oh
we
shit.
I tried watching Suicide Squad today, and we got like 15 minutes into it, and the storm came in, and knocked our power out, and our internet out, and our internet didn't come right back up, and then there was an outage again, and I was like, I give up. It gets to the point you just throw your hands up. You're like, all right, I'm done. I'm done for today. We'll try again later, but hopefully we can finish Finding Dory tomorrow. I
I
hope
call
so.
those I call those Cartman moments. Did you ever watch South Park?
Yeah.
When Cartman goes, "Screw you guys, I'm going home."
Screw you guys, I'm going home.
That you do it way better than I do. Um,
I said,
but
no, Kitty, it's a my papa. You respect my territory, baby.
but yeah, those moments like what you're describing, where you're just like, you know what, I give, I'm done, I'm out, and I that just has to happen, like little moments like the Cartman moments where you're like, I'm out of here, fuck this.
It's super upsetting because I've been working on this for almost a month now, getting this auction together and trying to raise money for the kids. And, my internet's out. I can't do live streams and go on and talk about it. And it just, it gets super frustrating. And then I post the post and there's like 61 shares, but nobody can see it because Facebook is burying it. So, hopefully tomorrow I'm off. I'm gonna take like an hour or so out of the day. I'm gonna hop on and go live again and try to promote this. Of course, you've got 2 pieces that you've donated. Uh, Thank you so much for being such a gracious and giving person, and giving us the art to auction off. I very much appreciate it. You guys definitely check out Dory's piece on the auction. The link is in the description. All proceeds goes to CB4K.org, which is a charity organization to help send comics, coloring books, pop figurines, Pez dispensers to hospitals nationwide. It costs on average about $25 a box. With all the items that we have up for auction, we should easily, if we sell everything, be able to hit $2,500, which is what my original goal was like 750, and then people just kept giving and giving. Hey, add this on there, and so I'm really optimistic. I think by next Sunday, if we sell everything, we can hit that $2,500 goal, and that would just make my heart melt because that's 100 boxes. That's a
Yep.
hundred boxes going out to hospitals across our nation. Those are kids that are in the hospital with cancer and other, you know, really, really bad ailments,
Yeah.
ailments that they may not ever get to go home. The comic book that's given to the hospital with your gracious donations and buying this art could be the last bit of happiness that is brought to a child's life.
Right.
I know that's heavy to say that, but that's the honest to God truth. Uh, what
Right.
they do makes that big of a difference in the life of these kids. That comic book may be the last book that they read. It may bring them a moment of happiness and get them out of their head and thinking, imagining they're the superhero. And it's a very big deal to me that I'm able to help this organization do this kind of stuff for these sick kids. Because I'm, like I said before, I'm a father to a critical illness child. I see the benefit firsthand. You guys seen the video I posted of Roderick opening his care package from John and Mary at Hooked on Comics. I took it with me to the hospital. They mailed it out a few weeks beforehand, so they made sure I had it. I kept it hidden from the kids. I didn't tell Roderick about it. But
Hmm.
after his surgery, when he got into a lot of pain, I said, "Hey, bub, I got a package for you," and his eyes just lit up. And he opened the package, and you guys, if you haven't seen the video, you can definitely go check it out. But his eyes just lit up. He got super excited. There was dinosaurs in there. There was comic books. There was Spider-Man. There was Star Wars. All of his favorite stuff. And he was happy. He forgot about being in pain. And just imagine other sick children, like I said, with cancer and leukemia, and they're going through these treatments. Even with COVID, they're going through this stuff alone because family can't visit. There's too much of a risk of when you have chemo, of course, your immune system gets compromised. So some of these kids are facing this stuff alone. And so, like I said, this comic book could be the last thing they read. It could get them into the world of comics and they're a comic lover for the rest of their life. And then, hopefully when they grow up and they get older, they will pass the baton and, they'll send money to CB4K or take comic books to hospitals nationwide. And, that's what it's all about, is passing the torch and, ensuring the next generation continues to give. Because if you're a child in the hospital and you receive a gift from somebody, when you grow up to be an adult, 9 times out of 10, you're going to reciprocate that love that you were given. And, this is something that I want to see go on, for my great, 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 great grandkids. I want my kids to, promote this organization. I want their kids to promote this organization and to give generously to others. It's one of the big things is always to give more than what you receive. It's all about helping each other out. We're not just creators. We're a community, and a community that needs to help each other, not only through helping each other promote and helping each other, with projects and throwing ideas off of each other, but helping our industry stay alive and grow. And getting these books into sick children's hands. This is a great way to promote our industry. It's one of the things I talked about the other day. They say comics are, a dying media. It's not really a dying media. We just need to get kids more involved in comics. We need to gear comics towards the kids instead of gearing them for the adults that have been in the industry for 30, 40, 50 years. We need people to keep creating books for those kids, those stories we fell in love with when we were kids. And through doing that, we can keep our industry alive. So this charity helps on so many different fronts, of keeping the industry alive, to helping sick children cope with their treatments or their ailments and the pain that they have while they're in the hospital. If you don't see anything on the auction that you like, on the ticker on the bottom of the screen, you can donate to Russ Explode 2 at yahoo.com. That money will be added into whatever we raise on the auction, and it will all get sent over. Also, if you want to donate books, you are more than welcome to message me. I will get you the direct link that you can send Mark, the owner, operator, creator of CB4K.org. And you can get in touch with him and ask him, where you can send the books to. Reiterating what I talked about before, because I know there's some new people that are in here. They also have a sister company now called Comic Books for Troops. They send comic books to people not only based here in the U.S. that serve our great nation, but also people overseas, that are stationed at bases overseas. Help give them something to wind down at the end of the night. Maybe they watched one of their friends get killed, or maybe
That's
maybe
I'm almost done with volume 1 of the adult coloring book that's separate than the haiku thing, and I'm gonna at some point need to get that information from you of how to get in touch with Mark.
Absolutely.
For those guys, because it would be perfect for those guys, because a lot of the art, it's similar to what you're looking at, and this is the kind of and I don't know if you saw this, Russ, but James said I have a Spectrum 2 and it sucks and expensive.
Yeah. Well, we've never had a problem. The only reason I use Spectrum is because the only other option we have out here is either using a hotspot or HughesNet, which is the worst internet ever designed. It's even worse than dial-up, or AT&T Uverse. It's Uverse, when it first came out here, it had a 50 gig a month cap, and I was like, get out of here. I game on the PS4. I use 50 gigs as like one game update. And it was like $10 per 10 or 25 gigabytes over that. So like our bill would have been like $1,000 a month. And we've never had the kind of issues. We have our outages. We may have like one weekend where we have an outage. But like these last several days, I don't know what's going on. It's been really, really bad. But,
you said there were storms?
Yeah, well, that's part of the issue. We had storms today. It knocked our power out and we were in the middle of watching Suicide Squad because um, I wanted to watch it in case we lost internet again, and because we can always watch Finding Dory. Suicide Squad's only going to be on there for 30 days for free, and then
Yeah.
they'll take it down. So I wanted to watch it right away and get a gist of it before we lost it.
Well,
And
and you can get Dory anytime. I mean, I'm right here. It's like
yeah, that's right. Just bring you on, and I
you
found
found him.
Dory.
You found them. It's a good movie. I'm not gonna give you any spoilers, but there's a couple of parts in that movie where I just die because it's the kind of thing that someone who knows me would actually probably say about me.
Well,
So,
and the
it
hilarious thing is
cracks me up.
my
What?
daughter could literally be Dory. She's so dense sometimes. It's
Mm.
hilarious. And I was like, this is the perfect movie for Adriana to watch because she's totally Dory.
Yeah, I don't get like as bad as the fish, but there's certain things I'm a complete dingbat about, which is yeah, so I can get like that sometimes. It depends.
Well, and I love the Disney Pixar movies. I know people are always like, oh, these movies are terrible, blah, 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 blah. They always got something negative to say about it. But I love watching them, even before we had kids. Like, Flushed Away is like one of my favorite movies ever.
Yeah.
And here's the really funny thing. So this is a true story, and I don't think I've ever told this story on one of my live shows before. So, Flushed Away came out. Never had any interest in really seeing it. I really didn't see much advertisement on it. But we went to Best Buy,
Yeah.
and at Best Buy they had the cutest little stuffed slug that I ever seen. It was blue and it had the big beady eyes and it was screaming. And I was like, oh my God, I have to have this slug. And so I told my wife, I was like, I really want this slug. And she's like, you're crazy. And I'm like, no, I really want this slug. And so we get up to the checkout and they're like, we're sorry, those aren't for sale. And I'm like,
What?
what? What do you mean these aren't for sale? And the guy's like, no, you have to buy the movie and it comes free with the movie. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, fuck it. Where's the movie at? So I made my wife buy me Flushed Away on DVD just so I could get the blue plush slug, and
Oh, and you
I
ended up
still
liking the
have it.
movie.
Oh, and I love the movie. Yeah, I ended up liking the movie, so I still have
That's
the
cool.
stuffed slug. It sits on top of my movie case, but so I thought that was pretty funny. But I always love those movies. Like Up, I cried like a baby during Up. Oh my God, that was like one of the saddest things. And it was like, so like before we got married, my wife's engine in her car blew up, and we had tickets and reservations to go to Couples Tower Isle in Jamaica. Like, I've always wanted to see the ocean. I've never seen the ocean before, and I wanted to go on this trip, and we were going to go. It was all inclusive. We didn't have to worry about anything. It was a closed resort, and we were super excited. Well, then her engine blew up in her car, and I had to pay like $1,200 to put a new engine in it because, of course, that's more important, having a way to get around and stuff like that, and being able to go to work. So we had to cancel that. Well, then we were going to put it off. We went and got our passports and everything. We put it off. We were going to go like a few months later, and then I hit a deer on my way to work the week after we got married and totaled my car. And so yeah, it was a whole bunch of just real shitty shit. I don't even know how I got on the subject of this. I totally just derailed myself.
We were
Oh,
talking
I was
about
talking about Up. So anyway, so yeah, when I was watching Up,
Disney
uh,
makes great cartoons.
just the story of him and his wife. They plan this trip, and they always wanted to go to this place. Well, then she gets sick, and so he starts having to spend money out of their trip jar for this and that and that and this, and then there was nothing left, and then she fell ill, and then she passed away, and it was so fucking sad because it was right around the time that we got married, and then our trip got canceled. It was so relatable, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I just started bawling. And my wife's like, "What is wrong with you?" I'm like, "Is that not sad? Do you not have a heart? Like, what is wrong with you?"
Well, because in your case it was a trip. In this man's case, the woman dies.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they had always planned this trip that they saved for to go to the place that he's taking the house to in the movie, and she passes away before they have a chance to do that. So I'm like, oh my god, I could see that happening. We're never going to get to go on this trip. Something's going to happen. One of us is going to get sick, and we're never going to get to go on this trip. And like all these thoughts just start flooding in your mind. So I mean, they make really good, heartfelt stories, and I love watching them. I really do. And
Yep.
so I get even more excited because the kids get excited to watch it, and they are always really good too about fitting in the adult dialogue in there. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Well,
Like
I'll
like
base a whole decision on like if a movie makes me cry on in any way, shape, or form, I'm gonna probably put it in a whole completely different category list of you know actually watching it again or caring about it or whatever. Because if you can invoke tears from me, then yeah, you've done something pretty significant. So I can appreciate that for sure.
yeah, and it's like I really want to see the new Hotel Transylvania that I seen previews for because they have the weapon that is available to turn humans into monsters and monsters into humans.
Hmm.
And I just watching the preview made me laugh my ass off because there's this scene where the Invisible Man gets shot by the laser and he appears in front of everyone and then it cuts away real quick as he's covering himself up because of course he's the Invisible Man. He doesn't have any freaking clothes on, and I was just dying laughing. I'm like, that's so funny. I don't know.
Hmm.
I love those movies, and I love the fact that my kids get excited about them because I'm like, yes, Daddy's excited to watch that too. Let's get it and watch it.
Hmm.
And like I said, I own most of the movies before my kids came around anyway.
Right?
So.
Yeah, my kids and I have watched. They definitely have a huge, varied taste when it comes to movies because of my taste, and they've seen a lot of things that kids their ages probably haven't seen. My oldest especially, because he will go out of his way to watch something just because it was like one day I was just out of the blue. I had Google Movies. I use that sometimes to get movies.
Yeah.
Um, Now I just get something if I want to buy it or rent it. I just get it on my Amazon. But he messages me one day. He says, "Mom, I need Heartbreak Ridge." And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know where he came up with that, but all right, it's a Clint Eastwood movie.
Yeah.
And I mean, I didn't tell him, oh, we should watch Heart. No, he will do that. And he's 18 now, but this one he was younger. He would like out of the blue come up with some like when I think what was the other one? Good Will Hunting,
Hmm.
Dead Poet Society. Like his list in the Google Movies and movies stuff is like all these like really incredibly like serious dramas and all this stuff that he kind of came across on his own doing his own research, and he'd tell me he'd want to watch it. I'm like, all right. So, and now like Good Will Hunting's his favorite movie. That's his absolute favorite.
Yeah, of course, Roderick's favorite movies are the superhero movies at the moment. He really likes Spider-Man. Like every time I ask him, "What movie do you want to watch, Roderick?" Let's watch Spider-Man. I'm like, dude, we've watched it like 800 times. I don't think we
Mm-hmm.
need to watch it anymore. But I had my favorite when I was a kid. Like my biggest movie that I love to watch, and it's like so corny and cheesy to go back and watch it now is Robot Jox. Like I absolutely love that movie. Like literally, the movie store sold it to us because I had it rented more than it was on the shelf. And
Oh
so
my god.
like they never freaking nobody else ever rented it either. And so it was like my dad would take me to the movie store and I'd be like, "All right, pick something out." And I'd come back with Robot Jocks and he's like, "Really again? You couldn't find
Really.
something else?" And so, I would throw a wrench in every once in a while and I'd get like the Ewok movies or like Star Wars. because we had, growing up, we had some of the Star Wars, but we didn't have all of them. Because we didn't grow up with a lot of money. We barely, like, I got the Nintendo when, like, the bigger stuff came out. Like, I think I bought a Sega Genesis when the PlayStation 1 came out. I
Mm,
got it for Christmas or something. So I
yeah.
was always like way behind on technology, which, when I got into high school and I started working and got my own job and had my own money, then I was able to, like, I built my first PC, and I was like a hardcore gamer before then, but I started being able to finally play the games that everybody else played. But
I was trying to think of like, I know like I have a few movies that I'll watch over and 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 over, like just all the time. I'll watch them over and over. Braveheart's one of them.
that's a great movie too.
I
You know
will
what
watch
else? Speaking of
over and over.
Braveheart, it really makes me think of Dragonheart. Oh my god, that was another super
Oh, I
sad
love
movie.
that. I
I
love that
freaking
movie.
watched it the other day because it was on one of our streaming platforms. I'm like, oh my god, I love Dragonheart. So I made the kids watch it, and I still fucking cried watching it. Like, it's
Yeah.
so sad at the end when Draco sacrifices himself.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, it's just the saddest thing. He becomes a star. And I've, like, literally never watched. Like, you want to talk about funny, is that is one of the one series I have never watched the sequel to, just because I'm afraid it'll ruin the first one.
Oh my god, that's too funny.
And every time I say it, somebody's always like, "Yeah, don't watch the sequels; they're terrible."
Yeah, I didn't hear good things about them either.
But it
So
was just such a good movie, and with Sean Connery doing the voice, like, I don't think I could ever watch a sequel anyway, just because, like, who could top the voice of Sean Connery? God rest his soul.
pretty much no one. Maybe maybe Harrison Ford.
Maybe.
If we're
Well, and
talking about,
he's not doing so well either. That was the thing. He's filming that new Indiana Jones, and apparently they covered up how bad he was actually hurt, and
oh,
apparently he got hurt pretty seriously on the scene for the new Indiana Jones movie. And I never. That reminds me, I never looked into it to see whatever happened with that, how he was doing. I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull wasn't very. It didn't top my list, so we'll just say that.
yeah.
Not to say that it was a bad movie. I enjoyed the adventure, but I don't know. It was very lacking.
Hmm. I what did I just I just recently watched that one Air Force One.
Uh huh.
I watched. What did I watch again? I wanted to watch like repeat stuff, and so I watched that. I watched 9.5 Weeks. That one I own on my, and I watched that a lot. Mostly for the music. Honestly, there's times where I put it on just to have the music in the background. It's so lame. I could just put the damn album on, but I like the dialogue too.
Well, yeah, you get something to break it up, and every once in a while you can rest your hand, you can look up and see where
Yeah,
the movie's at and watch it, and then go back to what you're doing. And you've seen it so many times, you already know what's going on screen.
exactly.
But you can
Yeah.
still enjoy little snippets that are your favorite parts when it gets to it. You can be like, "Oh yeah, my favorite part's coming. Hold on," you know.
Yep. 100%. Yeah, and it's funny because I mentioned that movie when we were talking when I was on your show because it
Yeah.
the artist, the painter she works with in that, whose name is Farnsworth, her conversation with him, I will literally do what I'm doing like I'm doing right now. I'll be painting and staring down and whatever during sex scenes that I've seen that are sexy sex scenes, and I don't bother looking up. But we get to the part where she's sitting with Farnsworth on that little bench in the forest by his house. I stop what I'm doing every time to watch that scene. I love the conversation when she's talking to him and he's explaining to her where his paintings come from. It, and part of it is I mean, I even before I was ever really painting at all, let alone painting on canvas or doing what I'm doing now, any of that stuff. That scene, just as an artist, that scene it spoke to a place deep down that I couldn't. It's like one of those things where you have a feeling or an emotion, and then suddenly this moment comes along in a movie like that, and finally, it's articulated into words, which is why I love writing. You know, trying to convey that in words.
Yeah. Yeah, one of my favorite movies. My wife won't even watch with me. It's still in the wrapper.
Which is what?
Frailty.
Oh, that's a good one.
I love it because, I mean, she doesn't like it because of the child cruelty in it, you know, and I get that, you know, it's crazy. He keeps his son locked in like the dungeon in the ground and stuff, but
Yeah.
it's just it's such a trip. Like you watch the whole movie wondering what the heck is going on, and you're like, you got this guy that's looking for he found this weapon that God shone the light on, and it was this axe, and he needed to use this axe for taking out the evil. And so you follow the story along, and then you get to the end, and it just blows your mind, this
Right.
whole time what this was leading up to. And it's like, wow, this is really powerful. And so I just really enjoyed the movie, and so I bought it. My wife's like, I'm not watching that movie with you again. I'm like,
Is that
really?
Harrison Ford?
No, it's not. It's
Is that Dennis Quaid? Frailty. I'm like, I can almost see.
yeah. I can't picture it. It's literally been years since I've seen it. I bought it on Blu-ray, and like I said, it's still in the wrapper. I want to say yes, it is Dennis Quaid. Hold on, we'll verify this. Frailty.
I want to say that's Dennis Quaid. For some reason,
Let's
at
see.
first I thought maybe.
No, it's Bill Paxton, Matthew McConaughey,
Ooh.
Powers
Oh.
Booth, and Matt O'Leary.
Okay, have I seen this?
Yeah, it was 2001. So it's been 20 years
Is that
since
Joaquin
I've
Phoenix?
seen it.
Is that
No,
Joaquin? Who is this guy in this main picture? That's not Bill. That is so strange. Frailty. The face on the cover, that's not Bill.
no, it's not Bill Paxton.
What actor is that? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like that.
I'm trying to figure out too. So let's see. Levi
Is that
Craig.
Matthew? Is that Matthew's face?
No, that's not Matthew McConaughey's face either. I don't
Is it
think
the
so.
kid?
Yeah, I think it's one of the kids. I don't.
That's
You know what?
Starring Powers Booth, Luke Askew, Jeremy Sumpter, and Matt O'Leary.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's one of the kids. Like I said, it's been
probably
forever since I've seen that
Yeah.
movie, but
It's
it's
either
one of
the
my
Matthew
favorites.
guy or the Jeremy guy. Oh, it's the Jeremy guy. I can tell by the. I went to this Jeremy Sumpter. It's probably Jeremy Sumpter. I don't think I've ever seen this.
Oh, you need to watch it.
This is so right up my. I love stuff like this. Okay. Ooh, it says it's on Prime. Okay. Of course, it says that sometimes. It's not necessarily true. So, speaking, I mean, we're not the same type of movie, but have you ever seen Harrison Ford in The Mosquito Coast?
No.
Oh my God, you've got. Oh, good. It is. Okay, good. Oh, it's starting the damn movie. No. no. We don't need to get a copyright infringement while we're streaming.
You're fired.
I know.
Shutting down the stream.
I did find it. It's on. Oh, good. Okay, it's on Amazon Prime for all of you, whoever's watching, if we have people watching. But so Mosquito Coast has Harrison Ford. To me, it's like one of his best performances. Other than the one where there's another one where it's called Henry. Well, that's a good one. But Mosquito Coast has River Phoenix, and what made me think of it is because in Mosquito Coast, he's this genius doctor guy, and they're in the jungle somewhere, and he takes his family on this crazy life to live in this jungle with these natives and stuff. And Harrison Ford's character going similar to some of the child cruelty things. There's some scenes in that movie that would be considered disturbing because he's got his kids living in the middle of the freaking jungle, for goodness sakes. But it's really, really good. It's one of my favorites.
Well, I really want you to watch that. And I really, really, really want to have you back on here and do a live draw one day
Okay.
and just and find out what you thought about it. Like
Yeah,
I'm telling you right
for
now,
sure.
like you'll watch it and like when it gets to the end, it's just gonna blow your freaking mind. Like
Okay.
totally didn't see it coming.
Okay. Well, I am looking forward to watching something that will capture my attention, because I will humbly admit that this year has been the year. Like, it's been a year. It's been a year, man. I have I have been totally. I have had all kinds of things happen. But the most important thing is that I have done more art this year than I've probably done in the last 5 years. And some of it is because I'm doing illustrated art for poetry books, which does require more than just doing a painting. Like, I do a painting that's like a month process, right? It's like, even if I did a painting a month, I'd only ever do maybe 12 a year, that kind of thing. But when I'm doing these on paper, I obviously I can do a whole hell of a lot more and finish a lot more in a shorter amount of time, because they're just on paper. But um, it's been really cool this year. But the only problem is that I've tried to watch a few things. There's been a few that have captured my attention, and I've managed to sit through the movie and not create, like, I'll put a movie on, Russ, with the intent to watch it, and I'll end up on my phone on the digital app coloring something or sketching something, or I'll end up. I'm not kidding. This is what I'm saying. I haven't been able. I've had a few movies catch my attention, like the Tomorrow War one. I actually watched it. I actually didn't create any art or get.
How was it? I've heard so much bad about it.
It's all right. It's good.
That's the one with
It
Chris.
was Chris Pratt.
Yeah, that's the one with him in it, isn't it?
So it's very formula. It's very similar to all kinds of other stuff. It's not going to win some originality award for sci-fi. I'm really super biased when it comes to sci-fi, by the way. So for you or for anyone watching, when it comes to my opinion about sci-fi, yeah, I'm going to tell you the fucking honest God's truth, because am I ever going to watch it again? Probably not. I wouldn't call it what the best sci-fis or the best movies are what I call repeaters. Like that movie you were saying you'd watch again and again and again, and if I'm not gonna put you on again to watch you again, you probably probably not. Yeah, I would not put Tomorrow War in my repeater catalog at all. Okay.
Well, that says a lot. So it's a good if you have nothing else to watch to pass the time.
Yeah.
But is it a blockbuster? No.
No. But I will tell you this. It's one of the best creature designs I've seen in a long time. Now, yeah, it's very... I do want to see someone out there. I want to see an artist out there that likes to create creatures. I want to see them try to find a creature or do a creature. Maybe I'll just do it my damn self. That isn't reptilian. Okay? I'm kind of over it. I mean, like, I get it. You're trying to come up with an alien creature that's scary, but stop with the reptilian features. But the creature in this is actually good. It's pretty good. It's one of the best designs I've seen in a while. It's never going to top Alien. I don't know that anything ever can. But I don't know. I don't know what it's going to take for someone to come up with something as original as the alien creature was, but that's a whole nother discussion. But my one biggest critique, more than anything, other than the fact that it's not a repeater, is the fact that I think it should have been 2 movies. It was really a lot of stuff in one movie that I think could have done really great as a series. I think they could have done it. I totally think they would have been better off if it had been, a smaller kind of even if they had done it as a sci-fi series, I think it would be great as a sci-fi series. But
you said before you have HBO, don't you?
Oh, I think I'm pretty sure I do.
Yeah,
I know
so
that- Yeah.
I think it's HBO. Speaking of something that's freaking crazy, and I think is a really cool idea, is Raised by Wolves. Have you seen that?
Oh yeah. That's the whole reason I pay for HBO.
Oh my
That's that I'm
gosh,
glad.
that show is
The only reason I ever added HBO Max to my Hulu was because of Raised by Wolves. It is the best sci-fi that has come along in a really long time.
a really long time, man. It is
Yep.
nuts when she goes on that ship in the first episode, and oh
Oh
my
yeah.
gosh, I don't want to give away any spoilers, but if you guys in the audience or anybody watching this back, if you have
Yep.
not seen Raised by Wolves, you are missing out. It is absolutely
Yes.
stellar. I loved it, and
100%. I not only did I watch it, Russ, I watched it from the moment it was on, the day it was on, and I was one of those people that was patiently waiting for the next few episodes to come out. Like I'm not one of those people that stumbled across it later after it had all aired. I keep track of what's coming out sci-fi, or I'll look at what's coming out this year because I watch so much. Now this year I haven't watched much of anything, but I did watch Raised by Wolves. The other sci-fi that I will stand behind and I will recommend for people to watch, you can leave Tomorrow War at the door, in my opinion, but please go watch Prospect. It's on Netflix. It's got Pedro Pascal in it, and
okay.
it's called Prospect. It is an absolute excellent spending of your time, 100%.
What the hell did I watch the other day that had Pedro Pascal in it?
It had to have been something good, or it was probably good because he's fucking amazing. Like he's so good. I just love him. I was super excited when I found out that he was the Mandalorian.
Yeah,
Oh, spoiler alert for anyone who may not be caught up. But if you're not caught up on Mandalorian, I really don't know what to say to you.
yeah, for real.
But yeah, I just love him. What were you watching? I got to know because he's
I
amazing.
can't think of it. I don't know. Like, I don't hardly ever watch anything. I'm always so busy with either creating or,
Right.
like right now I'm working on an anthology project, Luna Tales, with Wendy Steen Shaner. And I'm also working on another project with the kids, a comic project. And, um, of course, I've been busy with doing this. And I don't remember what it was. I was just like, oh, hey, it's Mando. And I don't even remember what it
Right.
was. Let's see. What if I
Was it a
watched
sci-fi?
recently?
It wasn't a sci-fi, right?
I don't think it was. Well, what I'm
I'm trying to
so
think of
what I've
something else he's
watched
in.
recently was I watched Wonder Woman 84 because I hadn't seen that.
It's all right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the whole cheetah, she was cheetah for like 5 minutes maybe of the movie was like really. I
It's
was
just
yeah, it
don't.
was
Yeah.
terrible. And so what the hell else did I watch? I watched that because I hadn't seen it, and
Watch
then
what?
no, I
What
was
was that?
saying I watched that because I hadn't seen it, and
Oh, that. Oh, okay.
I watched something else, and I can't put my finger on it. I tried watching Suicide Squad today, and I know that wasn't it. But I watched something else besides Wonder Woman 84 because I was like, oh, hey, we haven't seen this, and we watched it, and I really don't have a clue.
Yeah. All I can say about the I only have one complaint about superhero movies. Well, two. I'll say two. Um, when they put heels on a superhero woman's boots, I check out. I don't have any interest in that. To me, that clearly is a guy who doesn't get women. There's no superhero woman out there wearing fucking heels. We're just not,
Oh,
okay?
Shazam was one of the other ones we've watched recently.
That's like, okay, what is, it's not a superhero movie, but there's a movie, what's her name did? Jennifer Garner did, where she plays this woman who's like a vigilante.
Oh,
Uh,
Elektra.
no, it's not, no, it's not Electra. Jennifer Garner. It's more recent than that. Vigilante movie.
What? Pedro Pascal was in The Great Wall? I did not
What
know
was
that.
What the hell was this movie? Maybe it's not Jennifer Garner.
Oh, he was in one.
Yeah,
That's right.
It's called Peppermint.
I'm an idiot. He's in Wonder Woman 1984. He was Maxwell Lord.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. He's the bad guy.
The movie
That's
was so
funny.
terrible. I didn't even remember he was the bad guy. That's great.
Yep. Did someone from chat tell us that?
No, I'm on here now.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know he was in Kingsman: The Golden Circle, and I didn't know he was in The Great Wall either. I liked The Great Wall. I thought that was a pretty good movie.
So the movie I was thinking of was called Peppermint.
Uh-huh.
James says, well, I just stopped watching to check out episode 1 of Oh, man. James, you're not going to want to keep watching our stream because he's going to get... if he just put on Raised by Wolves, we've lost him. He's not coming back.
Yeah, we've lost him for good. He's going to come back and be like... He's going to be like, thank you, but not thank you. Now I'm hooked on this. Oh, you're going to love it, dude. It's awesome.
Oh, you'll love it, dude. You'll never... it was nice to know you and enjoy. But like, so this movie Peppermint with Jennifer Garner, right? And she's this vigilante person, and she's like, there's these scenes, fight scenes. Okay, so this is my Dory moment pet peeve soapbox thing about fight scenes. Chicks, there's not a woman out there in the world, a real woman who actually knows how to fight, who's going to leave her hair down. Okay, we're putting that shit up. You don't want to ever see a woman start putting her hair in a fucking ponytail if you just
it's on.
That's not happening.
It's on like Donkey Kong.
Okay, and we're taking our jewelry out. We're taking if we have earrings on, we're not leaving them in. If you see a girl get into a fight and her hair is down and she's got earrings, that girl's not a fighter. She didn't fight. She never fought in her life. She's gonna get her ass kicked. Girls like me that know how to fight, oh yeah, all that shit's coming off. So I'm watching Peppermint and I'm like, I can't get into this. I cannot fucking get into this. All this hair in her face and I don't understand whoever choreographs this.
It must have been really bad because I've never even heard of it.
Yeah, well, it was definitely not good. So then my other thing about fight scenes is men, and I don't know if it's a Steven Seagal thing. I know that Steven Seagal, he always kept his jacket on, but part of it was because he was overweight and he had a gut and he didn't want people to see it. He was embarrassed of his gut, so he would leave his jackets on. And it just looked ridiculous. It absolutely, I could never got into being a Seagal fan, and it had nothing to do with him being overweight. I couldn't have cared less about his dad bod. What I was annoyed with was the fact that he tried to hide it. It's like, dude, just be yourself.
Be yourself.
Let your freak flag fly, motherfucker. So then I'm watching this movie, a freaking Keanu Reeves. It's actually really good. I actually don't want to disparage it, but it's not mainstream Matrixy or anything. But Keanu he actually directed a kung fu movie, and I want to say it might even be called Kung Fu, but it's actually set in Japan, and it's a fight he owns this like underground fight to the death thing where he finds these fighters willing to fight underground. Not now the death thing is a special event. So most of the fights they don't have to kill each other. But he recruits this young kid who's super good, and I'm not going to spoil it. All I'm going to say is that them fighting with suit jackets on is the dumbest thing ever. That's all I'm going to say. But other than that, the movie's fantastic. You're definitely 100% right on that. All the women I trained will definitely do not keep their hair down, right? And there's no way a man who does martial arts, I just don't think he's leaving his suit jacket on. I'm all about Keanu Reeves and the whole John Wick movies. But him fighting in those suits, make the actual jacket doesn't make any sense to me. I don't get it. I don't think that's going to actually happen. I think they're going to take the jacket off. That's all I'm saying. Or maybe I just want the guy to take his clothes off. I just want them to kind of just go naked. Just fight. Just fucking fight naked. Why are you fighting with your clothes on?
The truth comes out, Dory.
The truth comes out.
Fight naked.
I mean, for real. Come on. I'm like, give me a little bit of, what's his name? Jean-Claude Van Damme. No shirt. Come on.
Well, I'm looking now to see what the name of that Keanu Reeves movie that you're talking about is.
Yes. It's so good. I know he directed it. I want to say he might have even produced it. It was
How
kind of one of
new
the,
is it?
it's newer than John Wick. I know that. Or it might have been. I think it might have been after the first one, maybe before the second one.
What did you say it was
I-
about?
Keanu Reeves.
Let's see.
Kung
Siberia,
Fu.
Destination
It's
Wedding,
called Man of Tai
Replicas.
Chi. It's called Man of Tai Chi. It's in 2013. It's called Man of Tai Chi.
Recently.
What? 2013.
Yeah.
Hey, I know,
You were close. John Wick
Um,
came out in 14.
Oh, see, I told you, it's pretty good. It's not bad. The kid, that actor you see on the cover with him, he's fucking tastic. He's really really good.
Huh,
And
I'll have to check that out.
martial arts movies. That's another one I'm biased about. Sci-fi and martial arts. I'm probably gonna give it your. If I'm gonna critique those, yeah, they better be really good for me to ever want to watch. But that one I would watch again. I would put that in the repeater category for sure.
So let
That's
me
how
ask,
good.
is
Yes.
Man with the Iron Fist, is that in the repeater category?
I've never watched that.
Really? Oh my
Is that
god.
Is it a movie?
Yes, you have. I have not seen the second one, so do not take anything I say and put it towards the second one, because sequels are always really bad. I just bought it because I didn't buy it. I rented it at Redbox. There was nothing else, and I had a free movie rental. And I always just do like Redbox roulette. I
This is
just like swipe
2012.
back and forth, and then I find a page that has something. So I swipe back and forth, and I let it stop,
Oh,
and whatever's on the screen, I have to pick something from the screen. And
this
so it was
I
like,
might have seen this. This has Rick Yoon in it.
and I've never seen the second one, but Man with the Iron Fist was actually really good.
Yeah,
I really liked it.
Dave Bautista, I adore him. But this guy Rick Yoon, what is he in? He's in the Fast and the Furious movies. I don't know if you remember him from those. I think he's a bad guy. Do you have an art page story? Yes. Doris Jones, Labors of Love. Honestly, if you put Doris Jones, Labors of Love in your Google, you'll find like 4 pages of me.
Yeah, Rick Yoon's the guy that plays the bad guy that gets the Toyota engines in the first movie. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, so he's in that. So a bunch of people are in there. Let me go to my. I can't do that, but I can come over here.
Yeah, I'm trying to grab your Dory links now.
Where is
Finding
he?
Dory.
Oh, he's on Facebook. So yeah, I put my link tree on YouTube, but I'll send it to you in private chat. I forget I can do that.
I'll pull your link tree out of our messages, or you can send it to me in private chat. That's fine. Yeah, send it to private chat.
Yeah, I sent it in private chat. So admittedly, as many movies as I've seen, which I've seen a lot, I've seen a ton. I haven't gotten to see a lot recently because I'm either busy creating or whatever. And yeah, I miss some like that. Like there was this one. It's totally not even remotely related to what we're talking about, but it's called the what is her name? Reese Witherspoon and Chelsea Handler were in a movie together called This Means War. And I had never seen it before. And it was one of those ones where a part of it is because I don't like Reese. I'm not a big fan of Reese Witherspoon. That's probably why I didn't watch it.
So you like Reese without her spoon?
I like that joke. Already found and following. Thank you. I actually tend to stream live doing what I'm doing right now with Russ on my channels on a normal, like I was on for 2 hours last night. And I'm not on every single night, but almost every night I am.
But Dory sees me on. Dory's like, Ross, let's draw together.
Well, I got off
that. And then I hijack her, and I'm like, get on here.
No, it was perfect timing because I had my guest tonight. he was at a show and he was doing a performance tonight, and it ran late, and it made him late for my show, which was fine. And he's definitely not like, he's not the kind of guy who would blow you off or not, you know what I mean? Like there's just no way. He's a stand-up decent, you know, like he's a good fucking guy. And so I knew, I'm like, there's no way. And so I gave, you know, so we went live almost an hour later than what I was supposed to. So the timing was perfect, because had I not been late with my show, I might have missed you altogether, depending on what I was doing after it. But I literally got off my show and checked my messages, and then you were live as I'm checking my messages. I'm like, hey, what's going on here?
Yeah, I was like, hey, Dory, I forgot to get that, or remind you to send me that art today, and then I seen you message me while I was live, and then you hopped on. You're like, you're live, and I'm like, yes, that's why I didn't answer you. Hey, do you want to go live with me on StreamYard? And then I kidnapped you. You're like, all right, I guess I'll paint some more.
Well, I actually posted it in Twitter and tagged you. You must not have been on your social media.
Oh, I don't do Twitter a whole lot. Like I get
I
on
put
there.
it on Instagram too.
Yeah, I don't do Instagram a whole lot either. I've been trying to get into more. I've been trying to
You
get
hear
into
him?
it more.
Oh yeah, I don't do. Oh yeah, no. I know I should have just sent it to you in private message. But I was
like, I do Facebook and YouTube, and I've been just now getting into TikTok. I just can't get into Instagram and Twitter because I just don't get it. Like, it's just a bunch of random tweets, and I get lost. Like, what, you know, I go to read the replies, and I don't know. It's confusing. It's too cluttered for me. Like, I get like total OCD, like ADHD on the screen, because like there's like a bajillion different things posted on one page, and whereas like Facebook, I can scroll through and be like, ooh, look at this beautiful piece that Dory did. Or like TikTok, I can go watch funny videos of some dude farting in his sleep and the cat does a backflip off of the bed because it literally scared the shit out of the cat. I mean, James said, I like drawing, but my art is rarely finished. Due to I'm not always able to put what's in my head to paper, so I'll move on to the next piece. Hey, that's kind of like writing, you know.
That's what, you know. Well, do you remember earlier? I don't think James was on, but I went in 2015, I think it was. What was 6 years ago? Was that 2000? It doesn't matter. So anyway, I'm dating this guy who is a surfer, and he finds out that I can paint and sketch and draw and whatever. And he's like, what the fuck? And so I pull out a couple of pieces that I had in my closet, just literally out of the closet. He pulled me out of the closet, so to speak. And so I show him all these pieces, and none of them were done, James. None of them. And I literally had the same problem. And he's like, oh, you've got to show people this work. You've got to finish these, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, whatever. So I did a couple new pieces, which is what started the whole thing. But then I went through all my boxes. I went through my closet, and I pulled out all of this artwork from decades of my life. All of this stuff that I had kind of left unfinished or whatever.
Dory was like, but wait, there's more.
Yes. Oh my God. And it took me 3 weeks. But I finished every single one of those pieces. And I, you know, the thing is that for me now, after that experience, it doesn't really matter what I do as long as I finish it. And if you have to put the piece aside, like I have a few right now. I have 2 paintings on my wall that I could be working on. Of course, I could be working on them, but I haven't touched them in a month or so. I mean, to me, they're not ready. They're not ready for me to touch them again. And I will leave my work unfinished and in pause mode or whatever you want to call it until I'm ready to muse on it again. Sometimes I have to do that. And that's okay. That's okay. It just happens.
You got to find that missing link. What's missing from it, and you just don't quite have it in your head yet. And you're like, either I am done with the piece or I'm not done with the piece. I just don't know yet.
Well, I'm trying to remember who said this, but on one of my live streams, someone from our community actually, and they said it perfectly. They said that no art piece is actually ever finished, but the artist will abandon it. And I don't know where he got that or if it was an original quote, but I felt that in my bones about how the piece, in other words, what he's saying is that if we wanted to, we could talk, like we could say it's not done. Like someone could come up behind us and we say it's done and they don't, it's all about perspective, perception, whatever. So for me, it comes down to exactly what he was saying, or what you just said. Sorry, Russ, where you were talking about, like, there's something I'll just know, like something now. I'm at the point now where I can just look at it. I lean back and there's just something in me that knows that it's done.
You know what the worst is?
Or I'm done with it or whatever. What?
The worst is when you send a piece of art and you go back and look at the picture and realize you left something out. That is the worst.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and let's see if I
I
can
don't
pull
think
it
I've
up.
ever
Here.
had that happen. Well, I do a different kind of art than what you're probably describing, so I haven't really had...
So I did this auction before, and somebody that won the auction had a daughter that was going through a really rough time. So I drew one of her favorite characters to the best of my abilities from My Hero Academia, or Academia, however you say it. And I put a little saying on there with it for, to keep her head up. And I don't know if it's going to bring it up or not. Yeah, there it is. So...
Aww. He's cute.
So I did that, and now that I think, I didn't do the crease on his left arm between the clothing and the arm, and I noticed it after I sent it, and I was so butthurt about that for like a long time. And as you can tell, I forgot it until I just looked at it again. So yeah, I have great shame in not having the gap between his arm and his chest.
Well, what you just described, I did earlier, because when I did her flesh tone first, and I switched my brush to the pink that I was going to use for her blanket, and I put a bunch of pink paint on my brush.
This is a piece that James was working on. He sent it to me. I can't. It won't bring it up because the internet's lagging on the computer.
That's rad.
It's a goofy bat who laughs.
Oh, I see it. At first you had to pull it away, like you had to back it up a little bit for me to see it. But at first I thought it was a robot.
Dono marigato, Mr. Roboto.
But earlier, just tonight, what I was saying was earlier, just tonight, I did the girl. I had all her flesh tone on, and I switched to pink to paint the blanket and realized I hadn't done this arm over here. The one and I had to go back. I couldn't wait. I wasn't about to waste all the pink paint I had put on my brush, so I finished, But yeah, anyway.
They're never done.
They're never done. And it's just, so usually what I tell people is just tell yourself that, it's in pause. I like to just say when I go between one to another piece, it means that the piece is in pause and the piece hasn't finished telling me what it wants me to do with it, and it'll happen. Eventually, one day, I will get sick and tired of looking at those, because the two paintings I have on my wall, one is a clown, and the other one is a little African boy named Willow. And they're fine right now where they are on the wall. That's what the other thing about canvas paintings, I didn't do it at first, but somewhere along the way, I started taking my canvas paintings and I'd make myself wait and stop painting them about halfway through or so and hang them on the wall for a week or two, because I figured out that it changed my perspective of what I wanted to do in the painting after I had seen it hanging on a wall, because they're meant to be hung on a wall. And so now I do it as part of my process. I'm like, okay, I need to see you on the wall now.
On to process 2, the wall delay.
Yeah, they go to the wall. It's like they're in purgatory. They go to the wall.
To the window. To the
And
wall.
they'll eventually be let out, but not Not for now.
All right, there you go, Steph Wilson. There is Steph Poole versus
Aw,
Zenon NA Titan.
very cool. Was that a request?
Yeah, he said to draw Zenon NA Titan, so I did to my best of my abilities.
Very nice. I love how you say to the best of my abilities.
Hey, I tried. That's all we can all do. We can try and we can get better and we can keep trying until we get it somewhat right, and then we'll always keep trying. You know, you never want to be happy with what you do, whether you're writing or you're drawing, because. All right, so he sent me another one. Let me open it. Come on, open up for me. Thank you.
Just sketching it, trying different teeth and such. That one I will finish. Nice.
Oh, that's cool. I like that. It's a Venom piece.
Oh, damn.
It's really cool. I love the
That is
sketches on
rad.
black paper.
Yeah, I just did I have one I did for this book, and it's a bunch of snakes, and I took black acrylic paint and I painted most of the page except the snakes, and then I went back over around the snakes and I painted over the black and did something very similar to what you just showed me. That is gorgeous. I love that. It's such a nice effect, and it's, depending on what he's using on the black too. Like I should do something like that with these glittery metallic watercolors I have. That would actually be a good idea. First time trying to draw on black paper. Nice. You did a great job.
Yeah, you did. It was a phenomenal job.
100%.
Oh, man.
And you can, for future reference, if you ever want to try it, you can actually just pre-paint your paper with black acrylic and let it dry for a day or so and then paint on it if you didn't want to buy black paper. But I have a couple of papers I like. I have a cream colored paper I like to paint on sometimes. What? All I have, I mean, all I've got left to do on this girl is the blue, and then she's pretty much done.
Yeah, I just realized it's like freaking midnight here. I'm like, holy Jesus.
Sweet baby Jesus.
I'm like, no wonder I'm so tired. Like, between the fibromyalgia and the blown discs in my back, and just, it gets late, and it's like you're sitting in this chair. Like, I sat in this chair 5 hours on Friday, and I didn't really think about that one too much. And by the time Friday was over, I was just like, oh my God, I'm going to pass out.
Right?
I got over here on Friday, and I was done for the day.
Oh,
So, my problem is hands and feet. Just can't figure them out. Yeah, hands and feet are hard to do.
yeah.
But guys,
Well,
sorry, go ahead, Doran.
oh, I was going to tell James what you should do if you haven't already. Find a YouTube channel called The Richness and start following Richard Perrotta, because he sketches and inks live, and he is definitely one of those masters that would be able to work with you on the hands and feet thing, because he explained it to me in a way that other people had tried to explain this to me, and it never really sunk, like it wouldn't sink in my head. And the simplicity of it is actually pretty funny, because they're actually pretty simple, and it's a simple matter of, and trust me, I am terrible at them. I'm not perfect at them at all, and I'm definitely not in his category skill set wise, but I am getting better. I am 100% getting better. And the only thing that got me better was practice. The only reason I can do a nose now almost on the first pass without having to like put a hole in the paper. I used to put holes in the paper for the eyes and the nose. The only reason I can do them now is because I forced myself to do nose after nose after nose after nose. I would just sketch a whole page of noses when, like I just did that over, to teach those to myself. Or you do like I do. If you notice, my girl, there's no feet, and her hand has no fingers. Okay. My workarounds. What was the YouTube channel? It's called The Richness. Yeah. So he goes live. I want to say he goes live. He tries to go live every day, Monday through Friday. And it's usually around 10 o'clock Pacific time. I don't know where you are, but that would be earlier for you, depending on where you live, because he's in England. Peter Palmiotti is another one there's so many art streams to follow, and that's honestly as good as I feel like I am art-wise. That's why I follow all these guys.
Yeah, and so he's 6 hours ahead of me, and I'm Central Time. So he goes live noon Central, so it'd be 6 or 6. It'd be 10 Pacific, 12 noon Central, and then 1 p.m. Eastern Time for the Richness when he goes live. And he goes live on Facebook too. Just look for him. It's Rich Parada. You're in Cali, so yeah, it'll be 10 o'clock your time as well. But I popped the link in for CB4K for anybody that wants to check that out. James, there's some Dory paintings on there. There's some stuff from Rodney Fike. There's a Scarlet Hunter's book pack from Sean Forney. There's a graded Chaos book on there. It's Chastity Rocks #2. It's a 9.8. There's some OA art boards and all kinds of stuff on there. All of this is benefiting CB4K, which is comic books for kids. You can get anybody else that watches this back. You can get the official CB4K shirts. This is the official CB4K shirt from Steph Wilson. And you can there's a shirt from Wendy Steen Shaner. That Wendy Steen Shaner did is a beautiful piece. It's of a girl who is in a wheelchair. She's reading a comic book that was donated from Comic Book for Kids. And she's imagining of running out of a burning building and saving a little boy's dog. And then April Grady Rainey also did a piece, and hers is of a cancer victim who is sitting in bed with the Comic Books for Kids books laying around her. She's reading the book, and she's imagining flying as a superhero. Guys, this charity means a whole lot to me. Getting these toys, getting these stuffed animals, the Pez dispensers, the pop figures, the comic books, the coloring books. I think it's the coloring books twice, but you guys get the point. Getting this stuff in the hands of children who are critically ill. They may not get to go home again. It's all about bringing some peace to their life, a little bit of exit to where they can get out of their heads and out of the situation they're in and have some fun. $25 a box is what it is average to send the box to the hospitals. With what we've got, if everything sells, we could easily raise $2,500, which would be phenomenal, because that would mean that through the auction and all the generosity of the artists and the people who donated stuff for this, including this fine lady right here, Dory, donating 2 paintings, and you get backdoor access to her website, backdoor, and you get
You love saying that.
I do love saying that. You get to have access to all of Dory's books that she has published up until now, and all kinds of fun goodies. And please go bid on it. Please bid with your heart. Help these children find some peace and some semblance and get away from the stuff. I would really love to just blow Mark away. I like him roll out of bed, like I said before, and literally roll out of bed on the floor when he sees his phone in the morning. It would be so great. So
that would be nice.
That would be awesome. That would be absolutely phenomenal.
Comic books for kids. Thank you, James, and share it out to where you can. If you have other people that you think would be interested in helping out that kind of organization, or if you're an artist like yourself, following the streams of the people that are advocating this, they're good. Yeah, they're good. So.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. I mean, please, the share's worth its weight in gold. It helps other people see it.
Yeah.
And you know that it's a great organization. I mean, I love logging on to comic books for kids on Facebook, just because the
Yep.
nurses, the children, the pictures you see of the kids in bed with their comics and they're grinning from ear to ear, it's priceless. You know, just you know the fact that you know for $25 you can send a box of 100 comic books and put, you know, that's literally 25 cents a child. You can make them smile for 15 or 20 minutes and take their pain away. That's just priceless. But thanks for hanging out for me, Dory. Guys, please go
Hey, my
check out.
pleasure. I would have been doing that anyway at some point this evening. So this was well worth it, you know, to get to do
Hey,
it and hopefully, you know, get people excited about it. It's definitely well worth my time for sure.
yeah, and you didn't have to do it alone. You got to come, chill, and hang
I
out and
got yeah,
chat.
I got yeah, 100%. Yeah, I've got 2 movies now that we could watch. I've got wait, one I added, the man with the iron fist. That I definitely added in my prime. What was the other movie that you said?
Frailty,
Frailty. No, then
frailty.
yes, sorry.
Yeah. Nope, it was
Okay.
Frailty and Man with the Iron Fist. And we helped James find a new series that is a deep, dark well that he's going to fall down.
Oh yeah, James, you might yeah, that shit, man. Raised by Wolves took me like I would obsess about it, and I would sit there and I'm like, okay, when are the next ones coming out? And when are because when it first came out, they would release like 1 or 2 episodes at a time kind of thing. Or Back to the Show for Me. Thanks for the reference for yes, Raised by Wolves and oh, and for you, Prospect on Netflix. The Pedro Pascal movie
Yeah,
is
I'm going to write that down.
so good. It's called Prospect.
I will definitely check that out.
Yeah, it's definitely like yeah. This is just my opinion for anyone listening. It's just opinion, but just because you throw a lot of money at sci-fi special effects doesn't mean it's going to be any good as a movie, you know. And the thing I love about Prospect, and I won't give you any spoilers, but the thing I love about that movie is that it's more authentic to what the future space, to me, I mean, I don't know. I'm not NASA, but if I had to guess what it's going to actually be like, to me, it's more accurate because yeah. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I will say because I don't want to ruin it for anyone.
Oh, no, you're fine. I just can't stand the back camera because I can't see the comments. I keep looking over at the. So hopefully it'll pop up here in a second. I can't stand, you know, I keep looking over to see. I like looking at people when I talk to them. So I'm looking at the laptop because my phone's facing the other way. Because I was using the back camera for the art, and now it's going to be a button, probably not load. Look at that. Fired. Send it to the brig. Oh, great! I broke it. I should have just left things well enough alone. See what happens when I try to do something. Hey, at least I'm still here. I didn't get kicked out because I'm not on the Wi-Fi. You know, our great Wi-Fi that we're having this week. But guys, definitely check it out. Again, that if you want to donate just money, there's nothing you see on the auction that you like. That Russ Explode 2 at yahoo.com on PayPal. Hey, there we go. I'm back. Oh,
Yay!
no, now I'm back again. I disappeared for a second. I'm like, oh no. So guys, check out that link right there, RussExplode2 at yahoo.com on PayPal. You can also go to this link here if you like the CB4K apparel, you want to check out and get your own. It is whoa. So I go crazy with the keyboard.
Oh, good. Both of these are on Prime, and I can watch them with my Prime membership.
Yeah, that's a good thing about Prime. So you can go to this link right here. You can check out the awesome book, Xenonanite Titan, which is available on there now. All the prices that you see on www.xenonanitetitan.com, that is with shipping and taxes included. So the book's $32. That includes shipping, the t-shirts when they're 26 or 27, depending on how much printing, because you know, if it's front and back or if it has the logo on the sleeve, of course it's going to be more because of print zones. But all those prices that you see on there include taxes and shipping. So don't look at it and go, oh man, what's it going to be with taxes and shipping? That is your final cost. All proceeds from the shirts, all proceeds from this auction, and the generosity of all these people that have given their art or books or whatever it is that they gave. Thank you very much to all of you. Guys, please check this stuff out. Please share it out. Get yourself a shirt because you can allow 200-300 people a day to see this organization and show their love and support and be able to say, hey, what is this organization about? And you can tell them about all the love
Right.
and the greatness that they send out there. Let's see. I started watching Prospect for some reason. I stopped. I'll check that out as well. Yes, I'm still listening.
Yeah,
It's
you
all
gotta
good,
get.
buddy. So
It does. It starts off slow, but definitely you got to get past the beginning. The beginning can be a little slow, but it's not. That's the thing. It's not some big
thanks so much for
flashy
being.
Hollywood thing, and that's the thing about Prospect that I love. You know, it's not some big Hollywood production of special effects, and I love it. You're totally glitchy. Can you even see me?
Yeah, I can see you.
I was like,
I
you're
don't know why
frozen.
I'm
I
glitchy
can
again.
hear you, but yeah. So yeah. All right. Well, I enjoyed myself. I'm going to. This is my routine. I always make a cup of hot chocolate, put on some kind of movie, make popcorn, and then I try to unwind this crazy artist brain. And I'm gonna try to watch. So Frailty's the one I'm gonna watch because The Man with the Iron Fist actually is a Quentin Tarantino movie, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I just looked, and it isn't free. I'd have to rent it, so I'll have to wait till after payday. But Frailty is cute and ready to go.
Awesome. Well, enjoy that movie. Guys, check out the auction. If you don't want like anything on there and you want to donate to that link down there. And check out the great apparel that is on the website and show off your love for CB4K. Let's do it for the kids. Thanks so much for being here, Dory. I appreciate you being here.
My pleasure.
Everyone, have a great night.
Bye.
Bye.